Massachusetts Youth Soccer Winter 2021-2022 COVID-19 recommendations. Thank you for your continued efforts this fall in the fight to slow the spread of COVID-19 and taking time out of your day to review this update. COVID-19 is still here and by all accounts will be with us for some time to come. As a result, we need to remain vigilant to slow the spread in order to keep our players on the field. As our fall season wraps and many of our programs begin to move indoors, please remind your coaches, players, and families of the importance of hand washing and social distancing. Please be mindful of the requirements at the facility you're playing at in regards to face coverings. There continues to be no formal mandate in place from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in regards to youth sports. Therefore, we're asking that you follow relevant public health guidelines, including CDC guidance, when attending all soccer activities. Member organizations are responsible for familiarizing yourselves with guidance in place for when taking their teams indoors. That guidance can be found in the Massachusetts Youth Soccer Recommendation Document, local municipality ordinances, and the rules and regulations for the indoor facility that you're playing at. Guidelines set into place by local municipalities and indoor facilities will take precedence. Spectator limits and guidelines set by the indoor facilities shall be strictly adhered to. We ask that there are no handshakes, high fives, hugs, or celebrations after scoring goals and when ending a match. We ask that you ask your players to select an alternative way to celebrate and to show appreciation for the other team at the end of a game. The COVID-19 safety officer continues to be a required role. It's a key role in monitoring cases within your organization and monitoring the spread within your community. The COVID-19 safety officer should be familiar with the notification process and should follow accordingly. The notification process is as follows. The affected party will notify the coach. If the affected party is a coach, they should notify the COVID-19 safety officer directly. When in the case of a player, their coach will notify the COVID-19 safety officer, and the COVID-19 safety officer will then obtain the following information, either from the coach or from the parent. The date of the first symptoms of the COVID-19 virus, the date the player tested positive, and the last date of contact with the team. The COVID-19 safety officer will then contact the local Board of Health and provide the information gathered from the parent or coach. If necessary, they should provide the local Board of Health with a attendance list of all of those players, coaches, and administrators who may have had contact with the infected party. If instructed to by the Board of Health or the public health nurse to notify the team, they should do so and provide the course of action to take. Upon completion of the steps above, the COVID-19 safety officer is asked to complete the COVID-19 notification form for Massachusetts Youth Soccer. This can be found on our website, www.mayouthsoccer.org, under the COVID-19 section, the subheading of notification process, and then it's listed as the COVID-19 exposure reporting form. Upon completion of that form, we will be notified. Unfortunately, we will have times when a player or coach or administrator will contract COVID-19. And one of the questions we often receive is in regards to when they can return. Any of these parties can return when they're no longer showing symptoms and have not taken any fever-reducing medication in 24 hours. If the party is a player, they can return when the steps above have been met and they have a date, and the date coincides with the date they can return to school. Coaches and administrators may return based on the guidance provided by their healthcare professional, local board of health, and the CDC guidelines, as long as the steps above have been met. As likely as it is that a member of your program may contract COVID, it's more likely that they may be identified as a close contact. And if that occurs, the following protocols should be followed. A person identified as a close contact should quarantine testing on day 5 from the last date of contact with the infected person. If the test is negative, they may return to soccer activities on day 8. If a player is identified as a close contact and they are participating in the test and stay protocol at their school, they are not permitted to participate in soccer activities during the testing period at school. They should follow the close contact protocol as described above. With all close contact protocols, if a person is vaccinated, they should follow the guidelines set by the CDC and local health officials with their return to play. Attendance. It is still highly recommended that you do take attendance at all soccer activities. This includes attendance of coaches, players, administrators, and referees. This will come in handy if you need to report a COVID-19 case to the local board of health and they ask for the list in order to contact trace. We are continuing to ask that you do not have any team gatherings before or after soccer activities and to continue to keep social distancing when you're off the soccer field. If you have any questions about the information that I've covered in this video, you can find them on the answers on the Massachusetts Youth Soccer website under the COVID Hub. There you'll find the protocol documents for the winter, notification procedures, the description of the COVID safety officer's role, attendance logs, and the COVID-19 resources. If you have any additional questions that you may not find answers for on the COVID Hub or haven't been covered in today's video, please feel free to contact myself, Tammy Endo, the Massachusetts Youth Soccer COVID-19 Safety Officer at TENDOW@MAYouthsoccer.org, 978-598-3610. Once again, thank you for a successful fall season, and we are looking forward to get another successful season this winter.